So, good day, good evening, whenever it is that you're listening to this amazing video. Hi, it's Jonathan Bangle here, and I'm with Nikki Tax Talk and also JB Financial, and this is yet another tax tip. But more importantly, it's conversation. And here's what I get asked a lot. I'm thinking about switching my current employees over to be independent contractors. Here's the truth. Majority of business owners would prefer that they pay somebody as a contractor for the mere fact that we're not subjected to FICA tax, Social Security, and Medicare. It saves me, the owner, 7.65% in taxes. In theory, it saves the employee 7.65% as well. Here's the caveat. It's all about control. I cannot control you in the least amount of ways. In fact, I believe the IRS has 26 control points. If you happen to be an Arizona resident and conducting business in Arizona, it tends to follow IRS regulations. So here's the thing. Trying to not pay somebody like an employee is really difficult. However, if you were going to do it, the one suggestion is who controls who. See, here's the thing about the employee-employer relationship. As the employer, I get to determine when you come into work, how much I'm going to pay you, when it has to be done, the quality of the work that you're producing. I'm providing you the tools, the space, the office, the computers, the telephones. I'm basically providing everything to you in order to get the job done. That's control. The easy way to think about an independent contractor versus an employee is to simply look at it like this. You, the business owner, providing a service to another company, are they your only client? Probably not. You probably have multiple clients. Are the people you're doing business with, do they require you to report at certain times of the day or perhaps in the evening? Do they require you to provide the reports necessary that they want to look at on a timely basis on their time schedule? Do they tell you how much they're going to pay you per hour? You see, here's the thing we have to ask ourselves is one, like in our case, I dictate as the owner of JB Financial, I dictate how much I'm going to charge for a service. So I cannot necessarily come to a potential independent contractor and say, I'm only paying $15 an hour. Now, granted, you could say that and they could accept it, and that's on them. But they have that right to come back and say, actually, no, I'm not going to make $15 an hour. My rate as a business owner, AKA independent contractor, is $500 an hour. Now we have a choice to make. You can either hire them at $500 an hour, or you can choose to walk away. So here's the thing, right? It's about control. If you're about to move somebody from an employee status into an independent status, you must document and prove that you're not in control of this person. You also have to prove, at least from their point of view, that they're not your only client. So in my case, for example, we see this potentially in the accounting world. For us personally, we utilize subcontractors and we also utilize employees. And here's what's key, and this is key for you too. Think of subcontractors as a service that you need to add on to expand your company, but they have complete and total autonomy. Autonomy? That's not a word. Autonomy. They can do the things they like to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it. They use their own materials. They have their own space, their home own office, their home everything. They have their own everything. There's nothing tied to you. No same email addresses, no same websites, no same landing pages, no same whatever. The point is that at the end of the day, an independent contractor, think of them as another business. In my world, we use bookkeepers sometimes. Sometimes it's internal, depending on the need of the client. And so what we do is we work with other bookkeepers that is their specialty. That's the thing they do. And we simply negotiate on the rate that they're going to charge us to complete the job. And we also might have a standard like, well, we have to have monthly reports. We have to have quarterly filings. We can do that. We just can't tell them how to get there. We can't provide them the tools and the materials to get there. They have to get there on their own accord. So before one thinks about switching out somebody from an employee to an independent contractor, know that yes, you're doing it to save the 15.3% tax, 7.65 for you, 7.65 for them, but is it really worth it if in the end the government comes back and says, au contraire, mon ami, they were not independent contractors. They were in fact employees. And so what happens is the government, and true story, has happened to a particular person we know, a client, came back and reclassified every single person they had paid out as a contractor because they couldn't document and prove that they were truly independent. One way that we do that, by the way, is the creation of invoices back and forth. If you're a client of mine, for example, you get an invoice and it tells you what the service we provided at our agreed rate that we charge. So again, in closing, think about this for a moment. Is it worth it to save 7.65% in FICA taxes to essentially move somebody from an employee to an independent contractor? The truth of the matter is maybe the employee is telling you, you know, I thought about this, JB, and I really want to form my own side bookkeeping company. And I want to move away from you. And I want to do my own thing. It's up to me then to decide if I want to keep them on as an independent contractor. And I probably would say yes, depending on the deal. But I lose total control of that person. They also lose the entitlement to all the benefits that we would provide as the employer, like the healthcare insurance premiums, dental insurance premiums, SEP contributions, any other list of things that we offer to our employees. They lose that right because they are basically telling us they want to be their own business owner. And so we have to treat each other like business owners. The relationship has to be like two business owners who are coming in to do business together, not the other way around, where it's the employer and the employee providing the support. I hope this makes sense. And if it makes sense to you, leave me a comment. If it doesn't make sense to you, well, still leave me a comment. I hope you enjoy this. And if you have further questions about this topic, feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to schedule an appointment at jbfinancialllc.com. Feel free to subscribe to this video on youtube.com for JB Financial and Naked Tax Talk. All right, so that's my word of the week, independent versus employee. Think of it like control.